some Laura Vitale, and today we're finally going to be making some eggnog, which so many of you have been requesting for a couple months now. And I figured since, it's the festive time of year and it's time when I drink eggnog anyway, I figured I'd share my recipe with you. And I love this recipe. I'm passionate about this recipe because it is my favorite eggnog and it's very simple and easy to do. So let me take you over the ingredients so we can get started. You'll need some whole milk, some heavy cream, a mixture of bourbon and rum, egg yolks, granulated sugar, vanilla extract, some nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. That's it. So let's get right into it. I've got a saucepan here over about medium-low heat. I'm going to add in my whole milk and my heavy cream. Now I know I'll probably get a lot of questions if I can substitute the milk and heavy cream or anything like that. And to be honest, if you do change it, I can't say whether it's going to come out the same or not. This is just what I find works for me. You definitely can leave out the alcohol if you want to make this an alcohol-free version. That's fine. But as far as, not putting in the cream, it's probably not going to be as thick. And if you use, a fat-free milk, it won't be as good. Personally, I don't think. But you can do whatever you like. I'm putting in my nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. And anytime I use nutmeg, I always like to grate it myself. I think it tastes 10 times better. So I'm just going to grate in a good teaspoon of that. Give that a stir, and I'm just going to let that come up to a gentle boil. And in the meantime, we need to mix together our sugar and egg yolks. And I'm going to do it with a handheld whisk here or little mixer because I want these to become really nice and thick and pale. And it'll take a few minutes. So I'm just going to do that and keep an eye out on my milk mixture. That looks great. And I'm just going to take some of the simmering milk mixture and I'm going to slowly pour this in just to temper the egg yolks. And now I'm just going to pour the whole mixture into the pot with the remaining milk and cream. It looks great. Now I'm going to cook this over low heat, constantly stirring for about 10 minutes or until the mixture reaches 160 degrees. Now, I can tell what it's going to, when it's at the right temperature by just touching it. A lot of people can't. And if you can't tell by just touching it, you can always use a thermometer, like a candy thermometer. It works wonders. I have one, so that's what I suggest you use. Now, this is a cooked eggnog, meaning I'm cooking the eggs. So there's no egg mixture going into the finished product. A lot of recipes don't cook eggnog, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just not comfortable serving raw eggs to my guests. I don't want to upset anyone's stomach. So I always, anytime I make anything like this where it's using egg yolks and I'm going to be serving it to people, I like to cook the eggs. So I'm just going to stand here and cook this for about 10 minutes or it's up to the right temperature. My mixture is up to the perfect temperature. So now I'm going to take it and pass it through a fine sieve just because, if there's any eggshell that I left behind or any of the egg yolk might have curdled, it doesn't end up in your final product, which it hasn't, but you can see there's still some of the pieces from the nutmeg that were a little bit bigger when I was grating it. It's in there. It's not in your finished product, so that's great. Now I'm going to add in some vanilla extract. Very important. Now you could stop right here and you'd have a delicious alcohol-free drink. Delicious, nothing wrong with that. But this is traditional eggnog, so I am going to put in a little bit of booze. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm going to put some in. Smells incredible. Give this a good stir. Now I'm going to let this cool at room temperature for a little bit, and then I'm going to cover it, pop it in the fridge for a minimum of 2 to 3 hours, or best done overnight. But I'm just going to let this cool enough so it's nice and cold so we can taste it together. My eggnog was in the fridge actually overnight because I think that's so much better if you have a chance to really leave it in there for overnight because it really develops those flavors that much more. And I just like to serve it over some ice. That's a personal preference, but you can also serve this with some whipped cream on top, where a lot of people like to stir in some whipped egg whites, which you could do that, but for me, I like it as is. It's thick and delicious, and it's just, you've got to just trust me and make this recipe as written because I'm sure you're going to love it as is. But of course, you can always adjust the sugar if you want it sweeter or if you don't want it as sweet. You can do whatever you prefer. Just promise me you'll give this one a try first and let me know how you like it. And to get the recipe, go to laurainthekitchen.com. It will be there waiting for you. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.